But let me tell you for a fact that how big a man's hand is a determinant of how big he is down there. Most men who brag about their size are the ones who don't have. You can't reach your climax because showerhead has taken charge. It's now the head of the bedroom. For me, I think I love the grower because it's exciting to see how it grows. That's part of the magic, you know, seeing it grow in your hands or in your mouth or in any part of you. I mean, like, just seeing it grow is just pretty much exciting. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. So to all the ladies out there, or some of the ladies out there, because I know that not all ladies buy that ideology. To all the ladies who say that size does not really matter, or to all the people who say that size does not really matter, how are you feeling with your size? Especially if it's less than 3 inches or less than average. How do you feel? Now, I'm not saying that oh, I like it extraordinarily big or extraordinarily long, but let's have something that we could work with. Something that we could work with. Sometimes it's not even about the length right now, right? It's about knowing that you have a tool that is big enough. Do you understand? And this is me not writing off any man who has below average. I believe that the coochie is made in a way to accommodate different types. You have to find a woman that fits your size. You can't go for a woman who apparently has lost some level of elasticity and she's doing nothing about it. Because if you've lost some level of elasticity based on some of the things that you've done to the juicy part, there are ways that you can tighten it up. And that's why I think women should not use extra large, you know, toys on themselves. Because what you're doing is that you're putting the man at a disadvantage. You're putting a man at a disadvantage. And I also do not even want women to get their body accustomed to toys. Because what the toys can do for you, a human man might not be able to do it. And not might, a human man cannot do it. Going for hours with the stimulation, you know, the pattern, the rhythm. A man cannot stay 1 hour, even 30 minutes on a particular pattern or consistently in a particular pattern for a long period of time. That's why you should not get your body so accustomed to all of those toys. What those toys do is that they put the man at a disadvantage. At the end of the day, when you get so used to it, and then you finally find that man who probably has the size and cannot deliver based on the consistency that your toys have been able to give to you, you start to think to yourself that, oh, he's not good in bed. But you're the one who have set a standard so high that he cannot reach. Do you understand? So take time. Don't get so used to the toys. I understand the fact that you're single and blood runs through your vein. You want to feel things. You want to release some emotion, some pent-up emotion after the hustle of the day. And you don't want to risk having to sleep with someone and then contracting infection or any of that type of thing. So it's easier for you to go to a store where they sell these toys, and then you get them and you start using it every freaking night, and then your system down there gets used to it in such a way that if a man decides that, oh, let him go down and do the work, he cannot get you off quickly. The body is very funny in such a way that when it gets used to a particular pattern, a particular thing, it either comes quickly from that pattern that you've given to it, right? Such that when you now use a different pattern that the body is not accustomed to, it takes a longer period of time for it to function the way it ought to have functioned ordinarily if you were using the other toys that you were using. So this is me admonishing women in 2025, if you're looking to meet your soulmate, if you're looking to have a more fulfilling, a more productive sex life in the bedroom, then wean yourself off self-love. Because self-love has a way of ruining your potential sex life with your soulmate, with your partner at the end of the day. I have to be honest, I have to tell you the truth. All right? If it too scratch you very well, I like it, your body is itching you, okay, once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. But when you don't get so used to it, stop using shower heads all the time. You get into the bathroom, you want to use shower head. Okay, now you cannot even wash your juicy puppy with the shower head again, because once the water touches it, it ignites an emotion that wants you to continue using the stream of water to heat your powerhouse so that you can get there. So now every time in a bathroom, it is shower head galore. Now the shower, you're so used to the shower head that even your man cannot compete with shower head. He no longer gets you there again. You prefer it. You can't reach your climax because shower head has taken charge. It's now the head of the bedroom. Inanimate object is now having a strong hold on your juicy pot in the bedroom. So wean yourself off these toys. They will destroy your bedroom life. Now, the only time that you can say, oh, you want to bring in the toys is when you're with your partner. So he's the one who is using it and determining the duration of time that he would use it on you. Okay? So back to what we were talking about. How do you even know, as a single lady, that this man is endowed? Assuming you're like me, who is abstaining and telling God we're waiting for our soulmates, the bone of our bones and the flesh of our flesh, to come to us. And so fornication is out of the way. But we do not want to be unfortunate in such a way that we get into that marriage with that man and he's not packing. I know God cannot be an author of confusion. He said his thoughts towards us are of good and not of evil, to bring us to an expected end. Our expected end is that our men should be packing in accordance to what we are carrying, in accordance to what we can receive. You understand? Even what we cannot receive, we want it. It is better to have a man who is average, like he's not too small, he's not too big, because excess can be somehow for certain women. Like, it might not be pleasurable for all women to have excess. There are some women who would kill to have extra large. They know what they are carrying, all right? So these are some of the ways that you can figure out that a man is endowed. Number one, the one that I know, the one that has proven to work, his hand. His hand. How big is his hand? I mean, how big are his fingers? Trust me, these things matter when you want to figure out if a man is endowed. Some people say, oh, you cannot tell from how the man's fingers are because there are some guys that have short fingers or slim fingers, but then again, they are endowed down there. Woo! And those ones are exceptional. But let me tell you for a fact that how big a man's hand is a determinant of how big he is down there. How tall a man is also a determinant of how long the junk he's carrying in that trunk is. It is a fact. Can you see a tall guy with a small junk? Then another thing that I have come to realize is that guys who are skinny with flat behinds are the ones that carry heavy bolas. They're the ones who carry heavy bolas. So ask me how I know about it. I have heard. And then you have X-rated movies out there. I'm not asking you to go and watch X-rated movie, but it's a fact. Guys, you see the guys that are skinny, not all of them, but the guys that are skinny with flat behinds, the junk that they're carrying in a trunk has actually made up for their skinny looks. Another way that you can figure out whether a guy is well endowed is actually when he's in his boxers, and he's walking. The way you see it jiggle, the way you see it, is it jiggle? The way it sways, you will know. All right? But then again, you need to also realize that there are men who are showers and then there are men who are growers. Showers are, like the words, you've already seen it. The junk there has shown you the length, the width, how it is. As in, like, while it is flaccid, even when they're aroused, some of them can just retain that length because it's already big enough. So the little extent for which it can grow might be small. All right? It might be small. A shower is what you see is what you get. The only difference is when it is aroused a little bit, it now grows slightly, just slightly. But already as it is flaccid, that's how it is. That's the shower. But a grower, and that's why sometimes some people will tell you that it's not always by how tall the man is, because a tall man can be a grower, and when you see him flaccid, he's small, and to you, you're like, is that all he has? But when he's aroused, when he's erect, you will run. Because that 2 inches that you're seeing, or that less than 3 inches that you're seeing flaccid, might just be as long as 8 inches. Might just be as long as 8 inches. And you know what's really thrilling about a grower is that while you as a woman, you're arousing him in your hands, it starts to grow in your hands, and you would love how it expands in your hands. That's the thrill, the magic. Like you're seeing a rose that was, how do I say it? You're seeing a rose, a budding rose just growing in your hands. It's a lovely feeling. I call it magic wand. I call it magic wand because it's just growing magically from small to One thing about the shower is that they're always embarrassed by their size, how it looks at the first instance, because it can be shocking to some women. and they might be embarrassed and they don't really talk about it. Then for the growers, they might be embarrassed because when the woman sees the man out of his clothes, she might underestimate what he's carrying until she gives him the chance to prove that, look, what I'm carrying is not actually what it is. It's not what you're saying is not actually what it is. It is where it can trick you into believing that it is that small, but once it does the work, or when it senses some external stimulus out there, it will respond to it in a way that you'll be so surprised. And this man will start to smile when the junk starts to reveal its true self or its true essence. So for me, I think I love the grower because it's exciting to see how it grows. That's part of the magic, seeing it grow in your hands or in your mouth or in any part of you. I mean, like, just seeing it grow is just pretty much exciting. That's why some people will tell you that it's not always by how tall a man is or how big the man's hands are or how big his nose are, because some people will tell you that, oh, if he's got a large nose, that means that down there is large. I haven't really figured out the nose part, but what I can tell you that I have figured out is the size of a man's hand and his feet. How big a man's feet is, the toes can show you, the big toes can actually show you how big a man is. It's a fact, all right? It's just a fact. So these are some of the things that you can figure out that a man can be endowed, and also where the man is from. I know that the Africans are pretty much endowed. Most African men are endowed. My Nigerian brothers, yes. My Nigerian brothers, most of them are endowed. It's just an exceptional few that you can see that they're less endowed, and that can be shocking for us Nigerian women. And that's why you see these foreign women, you don't want to leave. When you go black on our brothers, you just don't want to go back. You just don't want to go back. I'm sorry to say. That's why you hear the slogan, if you go black, you never go back, baby. Because, I mean, African men are just endowed. They're just endowed, to be honest. They're just endowed. Now, another way for you to figure out if a man is endowed is how he sits. Does he sit and spread his legs? Or does he sit and, crosses his legs? And half the time, some of these guys that are endowed, you would always know. You would always know, because there's a way, except for some of them who know how to package their junk very well, you will see it peep through the zipper. As in, not like peep through the zipper, you will see the prints on the trouser. You will just see the print on the trouser. So from there you can figure out, that's if you can just throw a glance at it and just, throw your eyes away. It's always obvious. You will see the spillover of what he's carrying. And that's the same thing when he's sitting down. You can just take still a glance. You see you see the junk spilling over, maybe to the right or to the left, and then you can determine. And that's just when he's flaccid. Imagine when he's aroused. Man. Then another way that you can figure out that a man is endowed is his confidence. Men who have it in a trunk are much more confident than men who don't. And they don't talk too much. As in, like, when you talk about size, this man is not talking, he rarely talks about his size. A man who has it in the trunk rarely talks about his size. Even if you bring up the topic, he will never tell you his size, because he knows he already has it. So if you want to see it, or if you want to have a taste, or if you want to experience it, then he would allow for you to just see the surprise all by yourself. They don't talk about it. Most men who brag about their size are the ones who don't have. I'm telling you for a fact. They're the ones who don't have. They're the ones who tell you, oh, I am big. You rarely find a guy who is endowed come up and tell you that, oh, I am endowed. What I'm carrying 9 inches. Or I'm carrying 8 inches. And then I wonder why they do that, because at the end of the day, when the girl wants to be adventurous and she figures out that, okay, where's the 9 inches we're talking about? Where's the 8 inches? You lure her into your bedroom just to show her something less than 4 inches? Are you okay? So I don't understand why men talk about their sizes if they actually are not endowed. You rather just keep quiet. So you find out that it is the guys who are well endowed that don't even talk about their size at all. In fact, they feel embarrassed to talk about it. And the ones who are not even endowed, they're the ones who go all out on social media platforms to show their junk in the trunk. And if you check, they've put maybe socks, or maybe they've aroused themselves in such a way that it became, you know, slightly huge, so that they can boost your confidence through social media validation that you're endowed, whereas they are not. So the men who are endowed, don't talk about it, don't show off at all. You will find out all by yourself. And you would always find out if a guy is endowed from the way he talks. If he's just a big talker, like he's exaggerating, he's showing off, or he's exaggerating about his accomplishments and all of that stuff, you just know that he's a talker. Or if he tells you how good he is in bed, you know that he's a talker. Most of the people who are good in bed don't talk about it. In fact, they're very shy to talk about it to you. So the guy who is practically very humble about his size, or humble about, he has some level of humility around him, who isn't even obsessed about his size at all, because growing up he's been shy to even reveal himself to his mates, because they might throw jabs at him that is he an elephant, or he's so huge, or whatever the case is. So when a guy does not, when you bring out a joke about, you know, size, and he doesn't even mention his size, or he doesn't even take that opportunity to say that, oh, he's huge, just know that that guy might be packing, or he finds a way to just change the topic to something else, and you know that he's got some level of confidence, right? Just know that maybe he might be packing, or maybe not. You never can tell, because it can be a different ball game altogether. A guy who might not be packing might just, you know, shy away from the topic because he knows that he's not packing. So just find the one that works. Now, another way for you to figure out if a man is well endowed is you just watch the way he walks. How does he walk? Does he walk like he's got something in between his legs? Is he really comfortable? Is there a pump to how he walks? All right. If he's walking like there is something in between his legs, like he's not forcing it, you know, that's how he works naturally, then you might just know that, you know, something is obstructing his movements, making him not walk very well. Do you understand? But then again, there are some men, like I said earlier, who know how to package it. One of my friends back in NYC who told me how he packages his junk. He would lift it up to his belt side. That's where his belt is, and then that's in his joggers, or what, in his boxers or pants. He would lift it to the band and hold it there, and then use his belt to tie up his waist or whatever. So that thing is secured, lying facing up, not down. So you will never find out if he's got a huge trunk, a huge junk in a trunk, because he has lifted it. So some guys do know how to package. There are some guys who don't know how to package. And those are the ones that you will now figure out whether he's huge or not. So these are some of the things that you could use to determine if a guy is endowed out there. Okay? All right then. I hope you did enjoy this episode. Until I come your way, when I do come your way, do know that I love you and God loves you best. Mwah.